guys, thank you so much for stopping by. It's Kelly, the Sunshine Crafter, as in Kelly Fusco. In this video, I'm very excited to show you some products I've tried, which I haven't tried before using with Yupo paper and alcohol inks. I'm using a masking fluid pen on Yupo paper, which is basically plastic paper. I'm using some Isopropyl Alcohol in 91%. I'm using my puffer. And what I'm going to be doing and focusing on in this video is masking off an image and then using alcohol inks on top to see if it works. I didn't do a prototype first. This is me recording first time, you know, giving it a go. These are the colors I'm going to be using throughout the video. I'll have them linked below if you're interested, listed below. I'll also have them on the screen, as you can see. And the first part of the video, I'm going to be using I'm using Hero Arts nesting hearts, and I just die cut out of a piece of ivory cardstock a heart. And I'm going to use this masking pen or masking marker, and it's masking fluid. And I'm also going to use this too. And if I had to do this again, I would have used that from the get-go. The reason why is because when you color in with the marker, the pen, sometimes if you go over an area that's dry, it'll pull up what you already put down, and therefore it creates streaks. So what I did was I was going over it again, and that's when I discovered, wait a minute, this is pulling it up. So I went ahead and I took my drawing gum, my liquid, and I put that on top, because what happens is I didn't want the alcohol ink, anything to seep through my heart whatsoever. I didn't want any streaking or lines or anything. So now, after I added that drawing gum or masking fluid, I went ahead and added my colors. I put these colors down, and I'm going to put this aside and let it dry. Once it's dry, you'll see I'm going to go ahead and add my alcohol and my puffer, because once it's dry, you have more control over where the alcohol ink goes. So if you like just colors going randomly crazy, then just throw it all down. But I kind of wanted to keep it controlled. I wanted to have the colors coming out from behind the heart. So that's what I did here, and I'll show you what I did further on in a video where another masking technique which worked out even better. Now here, this is what I use to remove my masking fluid. You can use an eraser, you can use your finger, but I tend to like this eraser. It works pretty well. And I just trim off the corners that get dirty as I go along. And look how good that came out. Look at that. It worked out beautifully. Look at that. I mean, is that not so pretty? I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I just love the way it looks. And here I'm trimming off the little dirty parts of my eraser, so when I go ahead with my next project erasing, it comes out fine. Now, the second panel I made, I used the same cardstock, and it wasn't as clean, and it had masking fluid on it, so my edges weren't as crisp and clear as the first one. But I used a little bit of alcohol, and I just kind of blurred the edges a little bit, and I like that too. It's just a different look. Now here I'm using a frame die to figure out where I want to die cut. Now here comes my second method of masking. This is a piece of vinyl. I typically have a lot of white, but I'm using teal so you can see it easier on screen. I used Hero Arts nesting dies to cut out the butterfly and the heart, and I peel. It is vinyl, just, you know, like a Cricut vinyl or Oracle. And when I applied it to the Yupo, I just went around the edges to make sure that they're sealed nice and tight, that there's no alcohol ink can get underneath there. And I went ahead and did masking this way. Now for the big reveal. I take my tweezers so I can get a good grip on it and look at those edges. Crisp, clean, no seepage underneath, came out fabulous. The one on the right, I wanted to make it a bigger card because I didn't want to trim down too much because my butterfly was bigger, and the heart one I made a little bit smaller. And I was just figuring out how much I wanted to cut off and whatnot. But look how great they came out. Now this is one more example I want to show you where you can just add I'm reusing the mask, the butterfly mask, and you can add ink right on top and put the alcohol ink and then just blow it off from there. Again, hindsight, I couldn't find my vinyl. Can you believe that? I couldn't find my vinyl, so I reused a mask. If I would have used a fresh one, my edges would have been a little bit cleaner, but they weren't because I reused a mask. So it wasn't perfect, but that's okay. Nothing, you know, needs to be perfect to be beautiful, right? So I peeled this mask off and it didn't come out as clear as the other ones, but again, that's okay. So if you want clean edges, just cut a new mask. Vinyl is super cheap and it's not a big deal to just reuse it. I use a Q-tip with a little alcohol on it to clean up a little edge for there and a little spot, and this was my panel. Now this is another tool that I highly recommend. It's a chisel tip gold pen. I use it on probably about 50% of my cards. I use it for gold edging, and I used it to outline my sentiment. Not the happy, but the birthday. And it makes it stand out nice. And this is the inside of my card. I used Penny Black birthday sentiment stamp, and I used it for the inside, and it just makes the inside so much more polished and professional looking, and I really like the way it came out. And for any ink boo-boos, I definitely recommend the Mono Sand Eraser. This does a great job of removing, you know, not seeped in ink like a stamped image, but for any smudges or overstamping, it really works well. Now for the pictures at the end, stay tuned. You'll see how the inside looks and the final cards look at the end. And I also want to show you real quick, this is how I store my alcohol ink swatches. I bought a big ring, and I went ahead one night watching, you know, Frasier reruns and I just I swatched all my alcohol inks. It took a while, I'm not gonna lie, it was quite the project. And I wrote all the names on the back and I put them in rainbow order, and that's my ink swatches, so I know what colors look good together. And now to finish up my cards, I use Trinity Stamps Gorgeous Gold Baubles. I hate saying that word. I don't know, Baubles, it sounds weird. And that matched perfectly with the pen. So again, these are the tools I recommend. The Molotow, whatever, masking pen, masking fluid, the gold pen, the paint pen, the Deco foil, Deco color, the chisel tip, because that works nice and easy on edges, and the Mono Sand Eraser. And they come in different sizes, 4mm, 2mm, and yeah. I definitely think masking fluid is a tool that's highly underrated, and it can definitely has many uses. And these are my finished cards. I hope you like them. I'm pretty happy with the way they came out. I needed a few birthday cards in my stash, and that's the inside. See, it kind of coordinates and pulls it all together with that gold edging. I really like the way that came out. And that's it, folks. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you liked this video. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so if you like. And don't forget to leave a comment below, because each comment is a entry into my random comment giveaways, which I do monthly. My daughter picks the winners, so there's no bias or anything going on there. Thanks again. Have a great day. Stay safe out there, and don't forget, stay crafty. Bye-bye.